Hello. Today is January 23rd, 2024. It's a SIG Node Sidecar working group meeting. Welcome, everybody. Have short attendance and not many topics today. I think, yes, as you mentioned on the Slack, the only topic is how to refactor.
Yes. Well, this we can discuss, yeah, probably once Konju is back, but yeah, at least you have the document that you wrote. That is a good starting point.
Let me share it.
Yeah.
You should be able to see my screen.
Yes.
So yeah, I posted a link on the agenda. What I was trying to do is to make we only discuss test cases that we need to cover. So there are test cases here, but I also try to put a little bit more links and especially links to issues, so we have all of them combined together. So again, I don't know if you looked at issues and stuff, but so what's happening today is termination behavior is once pod enters termination behavior, many things stops because we don't run sync loop any longer. So for instance, we keep running liveness probes, but I'm not sure if we will react on this liveness probe. I didn't check it.
No, liveness or readiness?
Oh no, yeah, you're right.
We keep on running the readiness because.
But now I'm
start
questioning, how do we even update the status of a pod if we don't have a sync loop? So theoretically, it's supposed to be updated, right?
Yeah.
And all the updates happen against.
Or do we just update not the status of the pod, but the status of the endpoints?
How would we do that? Because endpoints are, there is an endpoint controller that will do that, an endpoint controller looking pod status.
Yeah.
But this is surprising to me. Like I started talking about it and suddenly realized it may be an issue. So, and by the way, another small thing I never was able to figure out, like hook security. So if somebody exposes the, like, have you seen, you're a security person, right? You work a security company. When somebody exposes the pre-stop hook as a HTTP hook, do they often have a separate port for that? Or they expose it on the same port and whoever in the internet can just basically call the pre-stop hook if they know the name?
On the public cloud, I don't know. I have much experience in the on-prem. So yeah, it's not such a big issue.
If somebody would call like liveness props or readiness props, it's fine because it typically just replies with status. But if somebody calls into pre-stop, it may be deadly because what we recommend in pre-stop is we recommend to switch our pods into this, like if it's logging sidecar, for instance, we recommend to switch it into this no buffer kind of mode. Yeah. I heard from somebody a long time ago that the best pre-stop hook is SIG term trap. So you don't, I mean, it's impossible to emulate SIG term trap from outside, and pre-stop hooks are sometimes easy to call. Anyway, I think security is something that we need to.
I can ask some colleagues about what should be the best approach there.
And that may be best, and that may be what people do.
Yeah,
it's not necessarily the same. Anyway,
for that we can also ask Daniele. You know, he did this research already for us about how people use sidecars. Maybe we can ask. I can reach out to him and say like if he has some.
Okay, yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah, I will.
Wait, yeah, but it's a side topic. I don't think we need to spend attention.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah. So I fished out a few bugs that I was remembering about, and I'm trying to comb through all the other issues in case I missed something. But yeah, it's a process. Very interesting one is that which one is that? Um, yeah, this one is interesting. So this claims that service account token gets invalidated if pod's deleted twice. So once, like first time pod enters deletion stage, and then there's a claim that second time it happens, service account token will be invalidated. I didn't reproduce it myself, but it's interesting. And another one is similar. Yeah, this one. Kubernetes stop rotating service account tokens when pod is terminated. Basically, once
Yeah,
you
but
end,
this you knew.
yeah,
You're
this I knew, yeah.
yeah.
This is because of sync loop is missing, but
Yes.
previous one is kind of interesting.
And yeah, and this one we need to fix. Like if especially if we have like long termination grace periods, we need to renew those tokens. Yes.
So basically, there are a bunch of issues related to that, and I think we will start refactoring. We probably will cover many of them. Um, anyway, yeah, and yeah, and we'll need to double check writing behavior. So, from test coverage perspective, we already have few tests, not that many. And I didn't cover eviction here. I think eviction, we also have some eviction tests, but we don't, on eviction test, we never validate that pre-stop is called or anything like that. So I think on eviction, we will call pre-stop, but on kill, we wouldn't. And I think this needs to be covered. I think it's somewhere. Yeah, it's called for here. Those two will be hard to test. But
Yeah.
so yeah, and then we have few tests already. Some are quite interesting that yeah, this one is interesting. So we validate that if startup probe failed, then we call pre-stop hook. Because it's not obvious that it will be called, but it is what's happening.
Yeah.
Then yeah, we have yeah, if liveness probe fails, we also need to call pre-stop hook. And in this test, we validate that by the way, so we test that this happens in container tests that we have, and I just realized that there is a liveness props override as well. I didn't mention it anywhere, but this likely is tested as well. So on liveness prop, you can specify the graceful period override, and it's meant to be a way to quickly restart the container if liveness prop fails without trying to clean up stuff. Because what's happening is you have a graceful termination declared in your application, and graceful termination will, I don't know, like save the state and like do all the nice cleanup. And it's typically designed for node upgrade when your pod is being gracefully drained out, and then it will appear in other node. What is happening is if it's failed because of liveness probe, you don't want to save the state. You will be restarted right away. So what we need is to override this graceful period and restart as soon as possible.
I'm even surprised that you need to override this one. To me, it would have been like ignored the graceful period.
No, we still call pre-stop hook on this file.
Okay. Yeah.
And we don't pass any information to pre-stop, whether it was because of liveness probe or because of drain of a node. So I think I really don't like this design very much, mostly because it it kind of like it solves a problem, but it approaches from different angles. It's instead of
Yes.
solving the problem saying like we will differentiate different pre-stops, pre-stop for drain and pre-stop for liveness failure. We will just give you less time, and like if you don't have, if you're out of luck, you wouldn't do anything. So basically, I think the idea was that it will be overridden to zero, and pre-stop wouldn't have any time, so you wouldn't even start saving the state.
Yeah, but we will still try to call it, and then we run out of time, and it will.
Yeah, so it will.
Yeah, this
go
is
up as
weird.
yeah, this is a strange design, but it is what is implemented already. But I will need to add it everywhere. Anyway.
Yeah, I hope nobody is relying on this. Like,
No, I hope somebody is using that. Otherwise, why we implemented it at all?
no. Okay, I see the use, but yeah.
Anyway. Okay. So from probe perspective, I haven't found any test that validates that readiness probes are running during the pre-stop. Even though, like, I mean, we have this behavior and we argued about this behavior a lot, but we didn't include the test for that. It's weird, but it's probably need to be covered.
Yes.
Then, yeah, readiness probe status needs to be updated during pre-stop. And this is what we started discussion is like, for some reason, when I was writing it, I was sure that it's happening, but now I like trying to understand how it's happening. Like, there is no mechanism for that. Like we will update our internal structure readiness state, but it wouldn't be updated on
Yeah, nobody will read it.
yeah, node status on pod status. Yeah, that's weird.
Okay, so this one will probably fail.
Yes. Liveness probes are not running for regular containers while the pod terminating. Yeah, this just needs to be tested. I think it's true today.
Yeah, but
I
it's important to cover it just to because once we implement them running later to not have regressions. Yes, I agree.
yeah, interesting. I'm trying to remember how it's implemented. I think before every probe call, we will check if pod is still alive. And I think it will be consistent. So like once kubelet knows that it's terminating, it will update the deletion timestamp. So we'll know quite fast. So I don't think there is any lag or any delay between that. So
Yeah. I think it's part of the prober code. Yes.
yeah. And then for sidecars specifically, we need to make sure that liveness probes do run for sidecars, and sidecars will be restarted when liveness probe fails. So this will be new for the specific cap.
Yeah, and this needs to be like gated.
Yes. Then not fully started containers. This is similar to what we had before when startup probe fails, we will call pre-stop. So this kind of explores other possibilities, like what will happen if container hasn't been started yet. So imagine like you have two containers, one container has a post start and this post start is still running. So next container is not being executed, or we are still in initialization stage. We need to make sure that pre-stop is not executed in this case for containers. And I mean, it's really hard to imagine it will be executed, but because we don't even have an image yet. But yeah, it's worth testing. And then we need to make sure that pre-stop will be called even if post start is still running. So imagine you have a post start that's quite long. We need to check that if customer decided to delete the pod during post start, we still enters pre-stop. And I didn't find this test either.
But on just the test before, you said that it should not be called if pre-start is still running.
No, post start of this container. So if post start of previous container,
okay.
yeah, because post start is blocking call. It
Yes.
Like
Yeah. Okay.
if
Yes.
post start is first container running, and second container doesn't even have an image yet, so we haven't even started downloading images. Um, uh, Next start is interesting. Post start hook continue execute. Uh, Wait, what did I mean? Container started termination. Oh yeah, so we don't have it documented anywhere, but how it works today is post start is another blocking call, and it will work even if container started terminating. The only thing is it needs to respect the graceful termination. So I think it will, but I'm not sure, and it may be a
Okay.
bug.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, you definitely want to start pod execution if you're out of graceful period, even if it's still running post start.
Mhm.
But it may be a bug. Pod with some containers terminated. Yeah, that's a bug fix. I inspired to write this because of bugs that was filed. So apparently, as bug claims, if container so if pod has terminated containers, then and if one container is terminated already, then another container cannot be restarted. And yeah, I I hope it's not the case. I hope it is.
Mm.
Um, oh my, let me look at this bug. Yeah, it's good. Maybe it's about sidecars. Oh yeah, restarting container. So it's a sidecar. Okay. So yeah, so Gunju is saying that if pod has terminated container, then sidecar will stop restarting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Re-terminating pods is a very interesting scenario. And by the way, we need to cover the bug fix here. Um, So re-terminating typically happens since we're looking at pods with long-running termination, we need to make sure that scenarios related to termination works. And typical scenarios, customer start terminating with a large grace period, and then they change their minds and like die already, and like kill it again with a smaller grace period. So this scenario is supposed to be working. Another scenario is given a little bit more time for termination, supposed to also work, but I don't know if it does. So that's worth checking. I know that this works, and there was some issue that I believe was fixed, but this was never explored. I never tested it, so worth writing a test and making sure it's working. Okay.
And do we have a way of just out of curiosity to cancel the termination? No.
You cannot cancel termination, but you can extend termination, I think. I mean, at least I would.
Yeah. But this
say-
is what we need to test. But yeah.
Yeah, there is. I don't think we will ever allow to cancel termination because it's a little bit. I mean, we wouldn't be able to restore everything back, and I'm not sure at which stage we are already, and like yeah, it'll be almost impossible. In current design at least. So then pre-stop versus SIG-term traps. When I thought about security, I thought like, yeah, SIG-term trap is the best pre-stop hook. So we need to make sure that every scenario I listed above works with SIG-term traps as well. So before it was pre-stops everywhere, and now we need to do the same, but with SIG-term traps. And hopefully just all works. And then bug fixes for, oh yeah, bug fix for service account token. I listed two bug fixes here. There's an eviction that we discussed. And one of the question I had is, we have this 2 extra seconds logic. When we add 2 extra seconds, even when grace period is 0, and I don't know if we will be able to test it because 2 seconds is too short of a time to do anything. So we may get lucky and like see a log message or anything, but it will be quite tricky.
Yeah, in the log, yes. If we have a log to check.
Probably, yes. If node is not too busy, because 2 seconds may not be. I mean, I don't know if you remember all the Leibniz probe test. We keep extending timeouts because
Yes, yes, yes,
yeah,
yes, yes.
nodes are running so many tests simultaneously, and they're just too slow to react on timeouts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this will be very tricky to test. We still have this logic, and we still need it. I think we need it because of Clayton mentioned some older cases when there were some strange issues in the past that were hard to chase. And instead of fixing those issues, they decided to just give extra 2 seconds for runtime to clean up, for everything to go smoothly. Yeah, anyway. Okay. I also start collecting some related issues. It's not, yes, replace.
Yeah.
They're not like directly
Okay.
related, but they, as I scan through issues on GitHub, I post everything that may be meaningful here in this appendix. Do you see anything I missed?
I think in my inbox there might be some other probe related issues. I can check if I have some to add to the appendix.
Okay. Yeah, if you find out any tests that I missed as well, please add them. I think next step is implement all those tests and see where we are right now, and then start fixing bugs one by one.
Yeah. Yeah, implementing those will be a lot of work, but yeah, we need to start.
Yeah, good thing is if we'll continue doing it with this container lifetime container lifecycle test, they're quite contained. They can run locally and they only need kubelet. So most of the tests can be implemented like that. So we have
Okay, and then it would be to implement in the same file, probably.
we can have a separate file. I think we can have dedicated file for termination.
Yeah, but like in the same package.
In that place, yeah. I think it's not even subdirectory, it's the same directory as everything else. It
Oh,
just,
okay.
yeah, it's not, it's strange. Anyway, yeah, if it sounds good, I'll start kicking tires and implement the tests and see where it will lead us. If you
Okay,
have
so
any,
you start. You said, yeah.
yeah, I'll start. Yeah. If you have any energy to fill up more links here or like explain more behaviors, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, I will check. For the TBC that you have at the top, there is nothing existing, right? Or like eviction, trigger termination, kill.
Yeah, I think we have documentation links for some of them. I don't know if we ever explain whether we call pre-stop an eviction.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever tell anybody, just like assumed behavior and nobody knows which one is it.
Okay.
Okay, anyway, thank you very much. I will start implementing. You will ping us when you're done with interview questions, right?
Yeah, I mean, but for the first part of the document, it's more like SIG Node related, right?
I mean, ping when you want more attention, and if you feel that I or somebody else needs to fill it up, just this.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I will continue this, and yeah, maybe look also at some. I will add some links to this document and see if I have some cycles to add tests as well. Yeah, maybe we can stop the recording right now.
Second.